Hey, how are you? It's Mary Bicknell. Welcome to Lead a Life Uncommon, where every Monday you're going to get a little biz bite to start your week off right. And then every Wednesday, we're going to deep dive into all things personal growth, where my goal is to help you have an aha every single week. You know, this podcast is for you, for the woman who's the go-getter, who knows there's more inside. And you know what? You're ready to smash through that self-imposed glass ceiling so you can finally see what you're made of. Ready? Let's go. Well, here's a question for you. Have you really tried everything? You know, so many times I have clients that are like, I swear, Mary, I've tried everything. And whether that's to lose weight, to have a better relationship, to get their damn dog to sit when they say sit, or big goals, career goals, talking to their boss, talking to clients, setting boundaries, all the things. So today, over the next couple of weeks in your personal development, get it together, butt kicking Wednesday episodes, I'm going to give you some new thoughts, some journal prompts, some how-tos to help you rethink your goals, rethink your stuckness, rethink your overwhelm, rethink your overthinking. Now, it just so happens if you're listening to this in real time, you know, we're around the holiday season, the end of the new year, or the end of 2021. Can you even believe it? And as we go into 2022, sometimes we just want a clean slate. So we're going to talk over the next couple of weeks, like, have you tried everything? Today we'll talk about it. And what can you do differently? What can you think differently? How can you feel satisfied with your goal? What if they're not satisfied? So these will be some of the topics and conversations that we'll have. If you are listening to me in real time over the next few Tuesdays, I want you to pop over to my Instagram account. Please start following me. I'm going to be doing so much more over there. It's such a fun platform, and I am really looking forward to giving you a more of a peer into my life and clients' lives and what's working. And just, it's a different experience, I think. I'm looking forward to it over on Instagram. Anyhow, it's Mary Bicknell, be bold. Mary Bicknell, be bold. Anyhow, I'm going to be sharing over the next few Tuesday mornings, 9 a.m. Pacific, do a couple lives with you on the topic of how to handle your family over the holidays, the good, the bad, and the ugly. But right now we're going to talk about, have you really tried everything? You know, I believe so strongly that you have the answers and that you just haven't. Sometimes if you don't have the answers, sometimes you haven't looked deep enough. And it could be because you're swimming in your own pond. You're like walking in your own forest. You can't see the forest for the trees, like all the good metaphors for basically like you're blind, right? And I've talked about this before, your blind spots. So I really want to help you as your success guide, give you a little kick in the butt today, push out of your comfort zone, wake you the F up, my friends, to the amazing, liberating possibilities of life so that you can think differently and so that you can feel differently, and then you can do differently, and then you can truly be the woman who is proud of herself today. And also that you learn the skill to be loving and kind to your future self. Oof. Loving and kind to your future self. So what does that mean? That means that today, my friends, today, you want to be doing things differently so that tomorrow and all the future tomorrows, your future self will be like, yeah, baby, good job, right? Good job, sister, or whatever you call yourself. By the way, do you have a term of endearment for yourself? Or is it just that mean girl inside? Is it just that nagging Nelly? Is it just the inner critic or the bully? Right? How about we start with really being kind to yourself, kind and gentle? But that's going to be for another talk for sure. Today, it's really about helping you answer the question, have you really tried everything? Have you really tried everything? I'm going to give to you this as a thought. Ready? If you are not living out the goals, desires, or results that you want, then I would argue that you've not tried everything. See, I believe so strongly you have the solutions, you have the answers. My job is just to help you see them. And when I have clients who come to me, and frankly, even me, I'll be like, I've tried everything, lose this weight. I've tried it. And it's not true. It's really just a big lie that we tell ourselves. And it's the same with clients that come to me, whether they're life coaching clients, success leadership clients, or whether they're business clients. And when they say something like, I've tried everything, first of all, the problem with just even saying that is we shut down possibilities for an answer to arise. Correct? Think about it. If I've tried everything, then where the hell's the possibility and the solution in that? So my question to you is, when you say I've tried everything, is this you're out? Ooh, is this you're out? Do you say I've tried everything, Mary, because maybe you don't really want the thing that you say that you want? You don't really want the goal. Or maybe you don't want to be the woman who can achieve that thing that you say that you want because you're afraid of success or the responsibility or the hard that comes with change, right? If you've tried everything and you've not received or gotten the result that you want, there's a problem there. Like, there's clearly a problem. I've never, not even one single time, you guys, not even one single time, have I ever had the experience where a client comes to me saying, here's the result that I want. I've tried everything. And we've not been able to come up with numerous other things that she just can't see. So I'm going to give you some insight to some of the questions that I ask clients, and I want you to think about it. So first of all, I want you to think about, have you ever said that to yourself? And secondly, give yourself the goal. Like, give yourself a goal that you've said, oh my God, I've tried it all. So let's here's some concrete ones, right? Whether it's, I've tried everything to make $500,000, $1 million. I've tried everything to find new clients. I've tried everything to lose that 20 pounds. I've tried everything to get my dog to sit or come when I call him. I've tried everything to have my kid keep her room clean. Like, really? I mean, even when I rattle those things off, my mind goes immediately to all kinds of possibilities. And maybe you've tried a lot of them, but I want to emphasize, are you saying I've tried everything to shut down the possibilities? And can you at least acknowledge that saying that you've tried everything really shuts the door to the solution? You may think you're saying, like, I've tried everything. I swear to God, I have. And that's like, and is that giving you the, like, well, now I don't have to try anymore? Or now, is that giving in to that inner thought that might sound like, well, you tried everything. And of course it didn't work out because you never follow through on what you say you're going to do. And so of course, I'm not surprised that it didn't work. Or is your goal so massive and so huge and so exciting that of course your brain is like, well, we've tried it all and it just didn't work out. You see, when we get into curiosity about what we actually say, the words coming out of our mouth, if we're allowing ourselves to be in curiosity about it, then we can kind of reverse engineer things. You've heard me say before, take the emotion out of it. And let's be logical a little bit and reverse engineer. Now, we make decisions, of course, on emotion. And what helps us get different results is to reverse engineer and think about, well, what did I do? What did I say? What was I feeling? What happened? And then, of course, too, what are some of the external events? So a lot of times we look at what is a circumstance that caused X, Y, and Z. Well, sometimes those circumstances are true, right? Like your dog isn't listening to you because it's deaf, or your kid isn't listening to you right now because they're a teenager and they're pushing back. So sometimes those things, those external things, of course, impact. Maybe you've tried to get a promotion and you're in an environment where people actually don't appreciate your level of thinking, your ability, that you're a woman, that there is some bias there. I would give to you that if your goal is success in your career, that perhaps what you're doing is not the place to actually fulfill the goal. And that also means you probably haven't tried everything, which may look like you need to find a new job. You need to find a different platform for attracting clients. But let's talk about personal development today. Well, first of all of that is related, right? If you've not, you've got to do the head work in order to even think about, oh my God, I need to find another job, right? I've had clients say to me, like, I've tried everything with my boss. And I'm like,
What's your ultimate goal? Well, I want to make impact. I want to have success. I want to do this. I want to do that. Well, maybe the job is not the right place. Well, what comes up with that? Oh my God, I can't quit my job. I've got 4 weeks vacation. I've got insurance. I've got, all these things. But if your end goal is to be the best you, if the end goal is to live up to your personal potential, then sometimes you have to make a different decision, because maybe when you started that job, you've evolved, you've grown. Or maybe when you started that job, you didn't even know it was going to be a pain in the ass or a problem. So let's talk about this in your personal relationships and with yourself. Maybe I've tried everything. Here's a good one, right? I've tried everything to lose this 20 pounds or whatever your number is. I've tried everything to get myself motivated to get up early and run in the rain so I can run that marathon, whatever it is, whatever that is. Is that true? How many times do you say those things? I've tried everything. And then you actually ask the question out loud, is that true? Now your brain is probably going to be like, yeah, it's true. Of course it's true. But if you can step back and look at your life like you are witnessing a movie, or one of the things, like you're like on a 10-story building and you're looking down at your life. You're looking down at you in bed. Are you really getting up? Are you really setting the alarm? Do you have your workout clothes right next to your bed? Is it every day that you're journaling? Or do you have a prompt on your phone that's like, yay, I am a marathon runner? And maybe your brain goes, well, you're not a marathon runner. You can't even get out of bed. So let's start smaller. I'm someone who gets up every morning and puts on my workout clothes. Do that for a while. Build trust in yourself. Then maybe your new thoughts are, I get up every morning, I put on my workout clothes, and I go at least run 10 minutes around my block. What about when you want to lose weight, right? It's the same thing. I got this 25 pounds. It's never going to come off. I'm in menopause. I'm in perimenopause. I'm too busy. I've got 4 kids. I work full time, all the things. What's one thing that you can do so that you can start stacking things? Now, here's some other things to think about. Here's the truth. Who remembers this? Who remembers that Jerry Seinfeld showed where George was he was doing the opposite? Write down the things. If you truly have tried everything, here's the goal. Write them all down, all one of them or 50 of them, and do literally the complete opposite. Do the opposite. So if you're like, you know what, I just keto all the time. Well, do the opposite. I am constantly on my dog to sit. Do the opposite. What are you doing? Are you being in truth with yourself about what you've tried? That's the easiest thing, you guys. First, if you've tried everything, write it all down and do something that's completely the opposite. And here's the simplest way. Do something today differently than you did yesterday. See, your brain is programmed. It's status quo. Here we go. Status quo. Here we go. Let me take a sip of coffee on that. I just love that. Oh my God. I'm going to just totally have to write that down, right? It's looking for the status quo. It is saying, oh, I love the warm blanket. And so trying anything different, your brain is like, ah, shit, I don't like change. So anything different, try anything different. So again, write down everything that you've tried and just try one simple different thing related to that list. So instead of every night, I sit down on the sofa, I turn on the news, and it makes me feel like crap. Okay, stop. Go for a walk instead. Don't turn on the news. Every night I sit down and I eat ice cream. Okay, stop. Or you're like, well, I have stopped eating ice cream, Mary. Okay, well, how are you moving your body? Are you? Or, my husband, if he would just change, how have you changed? What can you do differently? How can you see him differently? And sometimes you just need to start fresh. Maybe part of your trying anything different is starting fresh. So let me give you a couple questions besides the ones I've already given you. Here's some uncommon action steps for you. Ready? First of all, the one might be getting some help, like getting some help, hiring somebody to actually help you see differently. Don't ask your friends. Oh my gosh, don't ask your girlfriends. They're just going to tell you what they want, or they're just going to not be very helpful. They're going to be like, I told you that he was an asshole, or, it doesn't matter, come on out and let's have pizza on Friday. It doesn't matter. They're not going to necessarily be in your goals like you are. So get somebody, whether it's me or someone else, to help you see what you can't see. And then ask yourself, next, where are you sabotaging yourself? Is this sabotage to keep you in the warm blanket, right? In the warm, your brain in the comfort zone? Does this look familiar to you? Again, asking your questions. Does this look familiar? How many times have I said, I've tried everything before? How many times? Have you had multiple goals that you've not reached and you've told yourself, I've tried everything? Could that possibly be your inner saboteur talking to you? You've tried it all, my friend. It's okay. Life isn't that bad. It's pretty good. You don't need something different. Why can't you be happy with what we have? Are you stuck? We've talked about this. Actually, I think that was the very first episode in Lead a Life Uncommon podcast. Go listen to it. How to remove stuckness. Are you really stuck? Or is this a plateau? So here's the other thing. Sometimes when we say, I've tried everything, here's a real one. You haven't given yourself space and time to lay out the results, play out the things that you've put into place. Is it true that maybe you haven't hit the goal yet? Could that be a different way to think about things? I haven't hit my goal yet is very different than I've tried everything. When you say I haven't hit my goal yet, you are taking responsibility and being that leader and standing up and saying, oh my God, there are possibilities. So what would that feel like? Just say it right now. Even me, when I say that, if I like really think about this, let's say it together in our heads right now. We're going to say, I've tried everything. I want you to feel what that feels like in your body. Okay, ready? Think about a goal right now that you haven't hit and think about saying, I've tried everything. So I'm going to do that right now in my own head. Ready? Oh, I've tried everything. You know how I feel it? I feel it like in the pit of my stomach. It doesn't feel good. It feels a little bit like dread. It feels a little bit like I've let myself down. It feels a little bit like shit. I've tried everything. Well, shit. Now what am I going to do? Oh, shit. Feels like that. I don't like that feeling. So let me say it differently. Let's say it differently in our heads. Ready? About I haven't hit my goal yet. Let me think about that. Ready? Literally, when I said that, I haven't hit my goal yet. When I said that in my mind, I felt it differently in my chest. I want to support you in doing these exercises. Sometimes we minimize those, but here's the thing. When you can start recognizing how you actually say things in your own head and how you experience them in your body, then you start getting better at understanding what triggers you to not do what you say you're going to do, what triggers you to hit a goal. I've shared a little bit before, and I'm going to do another podcast. So look for that over the next coming weeks, specifically on what are the triggers that help you move forward or help pull you back under that cover, right on the sofa. The other thing to think about is this even the right goal? Have you articulated the goal in a way that doesn't make sense and that your brain isn't buying into? Or is it just a should, right? Here's one. This is going to sound crazy. Like I have these goals sometimes, like I'm going to do all this yard work. And, we have 2 houses. So 2 houses, that's a lot of damn yard work. And I used to feel really guilty about not doing that. Like I should. My goal used to be like, I've tried everything to get myself to go do the yard work. Well, instead, I finally realized like, I don't have the desire. I don't want to do every single thing in my yard. I don't have a problem hiring people. I don't have a problem with division of labor. Here's why I kept thinking I need to do that. I just have to do it. I should do that is because, there's been times where it's just like that inner part of me, that deserving part or non-deserving part is like, who do you think you are to hire somebody to do your lawn? Like you can push a mower. John can push a mower. You can rake your own leaves, which I do. And we do some of these things, right? Which look at that. I just felt like compelled to like say, I do some of these things. Sometimes we have to ask ourselves, what is the goal? Is that I've tried everything our truth or not? That's what I want to leave you with today. Is it your truth or not? Can you get curious? Is it the truth that you've tried everything? So I'd love for you to go over to Instagram, follow me so that if you're listening to this in real time, we're going to Tuesday mornings, 9 a.m. Pacific, talk about all things around holiday with your family, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And of course, if you're listening to this not in real time, go over to my IGTV. Those videos will be saved, and I know that they'll help you, and we'll move them also over to YouTube. And if you've not had the chance yet to subscribe, hit that right now. Subscribe right now. And if you're listening over on Apple, oh my gosh, I totally want to hear what you have to say. I would love to hear, what is it that you want more of? What has inspired you? Thank you already for all of the reviews. I read every single one. Until next time, this is Mary Bicknell telling you, hey, be bold. You deserve to lead a life uncommon. Talk to you next time.
Hey, you've been listening to the Lead a Life Uncommon podcast. I'm here helping you create a life to allow you to do whatever the heck you want to do, whenever you want to do it. If you got some value out of this, I'm going to ask you, pop over and give a 5-star review. Subscribe and share this with a girlfriend you know is ready to lead a life uncommon herself. And I want to give you a couple of things. Number one is pop over to marybicknell.com/podcast. I have something called the Guide to Your Hidden Thoughts Around Money and Success. You're going to uncover some good stuff there. It's a little workshop I'm giving to you. And another thing I want you to take advantage of is this exercise I did all around connecting with your evolved future self. You're going to love this exercise. It's going to be fantastic. In fact, when you're done, please, please, please go and tag me on Instagram or any of the socials and tell me what you thought. I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say, and I'll chat with you soon. Bye now.